Well, I want to thank the fans for coming out. It was definitely a great atmosphere, especially when we make the plays that get them off their feet. And they get to witness our guys play and give their very best and execute a game plan and be able to come out with a win. Being able to be 9-2 is definitely something that's exciting for our program. We would like to be undefeated, but understand you're not going to win every game. So winning the lessons, being able to understand what you need to continue to get better at is great, and see guys step up. I thought Jacob Cruz, with his first start of the season, was able to come out and give us a spark. I thought Ant Robinson benefited a little bit more with his aggressiveness and obviously the gravity that Cruz sort of made the defense react to. Love to rebound the basketball, but in a scorching hot game like that where both teams are shooting at a great blistering percentage, you got to understand it's going to be minimized. So we got to the free throw line, executed, was able to have a positive assist to turnover ratio, being able to have 10 assists plus or 12 assists in that first half and only 5 turnovers was definitely something positive. But I'm proud of our guys, proud of the win, and excited to watch the film.
Questions?
Coach, at around 13 minutes, they cut the deficit to 9.
Yeah.
You called a timeout, and right out of that timeout, you guys going at 9-0. What was kind of discussed in that timeout?
I think in that second half specifically, you got to understand throughout the game when you watch Alabama State's film. Now, I don't know who all in here has watched most of their games. Anybody in here watched some of their games before this game? Okay, so it's very consistent with what you saw. Shots from the hash, three-point line, things like that. They have done a great job in the portal trying to find those guys that can make shots from deep when a play is broken. When you look at what this team did at UAB at the beginning of the season, Air Force, and then at New Mexico, they showed signs of the same exact characteristics of making tough shots under 10 seconds, 5 to 10 feet behind a three-point line. So for me, I'm not shocked. Maybe for you guys, you are shocked. Even with high hands and even with contests, it was consistent with what they've done all year. So being able to just execute that game plan and stay out of rotation, the zone is what helped on that run specifically because we stayed out of rotation. We were able to be there on shooters versus long closeouts on shooters. We were able to give up twos and at that point fan out to the three-point shooters, and that's what allowed us to go on that run after that timeout.
Coach, what went into the decision to give Jacob his first start, and how did you see that play out?
Well, ultimately, Jacob's earned it at the end of the day, and that's what it came down to. Javon's been under the weather, so he didn't practice the last 2 days at all. Today was his first day back in the locker room, and he did a great job. I wanted to at least test his wind early, and at that point he wasn't able to go in that second half. So but Cruz earned it regardless of what has taken place. I thought Ant Robinson and Mark Mitchell can benefit from that. I thought Luke Northweather played some good minutes coming off the bench. He was up to 20 minutes, and ultimately our guys are very unselfish. I thought Sebastian did a great job with his 10 points off the bench as well and allowed us to use some depth.
Jacob, I remember Caleb last year talking about the difference between starting the game and being the first guy off the bench. How did you see that take place tonight? What are kind of the differences between being in that starting lineup and different from kind of watching the first few minutes progress in the game?
I would say nothing really changed for my approach. Coming off the bench, I still played great minutes. Was an energy piece coming off the bench. I really just brought the same approach to starting. I'm grateful for starting, but it didn't make a difference in how I would play or what effort I would give. Obviously I'm grateful to be able to hear my name called at the beginning and get to have that adrenaline rush from there. But, again, I don't want to take it as it's a little thing to me, but, I just want to be out there and play, really, and getting the win while getting my first start in the Mizzou uniform.
It matters to him. Don't let him fool you. It matters. He was excited, wouldn't you say, Ant? Mm-hmm. He earned it, man. He earned it. But don't let him fool you. It mattered that he heard his name last in that starting lineup. and it gave him some real good energy. What'd you say? Tell the truth.
Yeah, man, I was happy.
He was happy.
I mean, you saw them first two. Bang.
And when the coach talks about you being more aggressive, what do you feel like was different for you tonight and kind of how you approached it?
To be honest, I'm really not trying to change anything. Just getting back to myself, getting to the free throw line, and that's who I am. So just always putting pressure on defense and, hunting paint touches. That's who I am. So the game's just going to come to me.
Yeah, on that, I mean, what's been the process of learning to play more with just kind of playing in the moment, not trying to be perfect, play more with your instincts?
Just playing with my instincts is, who I am at the end of the day. So I'm not trying to worry about any missed shots or what happened there, what happened that. Just ultimately just being aggressive every play. So that's what I'm taking away from that. And, I'm playing the more minutes than I did last year. So there's going to be ups and downs, but I got to stay level-headed throughout the game.
Coach,
Yeah.
and Jacob, Mark provide a lot of your team's offensive aggression and output every night. What other guys do you kind of turn to and look to provide some of that creation, and how do you evaluate their offensive performance this year?
You asked a great question, okay? And it's leveled. I can't wait to have my entire team healthy, okay? That has been a big part of the guys being able to play a certain way in different coverages, not having the full roster, because it's pieced together like a puzzle, right? You know when something's missing, you know when something's needed, you know when the personalities aren't right on the court because you've strategically recruited a class and recruited a team to fit the responsibilities and the roles that's needed. So for me, I think ultimately growth is the most important thing that can take place that I'm expecting our guys to play through and get toward. I think when you look at foul, I'm just looking at Jaden Stone in foul trouble right now and can't wait for him to get back. The same with Trent Pierce, the same with every one of our guys, making sure we stay healthy, making sure we're able to get better. Being 9-2, look, at the end of the day, people can talk, speak. We had two tough road games. That does not mean we're defined by 2 games. What it means is we got to get to the drawing board, pull our big boy pants up, and figure out the things that hurt us and eliminate it, eradicate it, and get back to our rhythm, get back to defending. I think we over-rotated defensively on the backside often, and we're collapsing our defensive shell, and we're getting too close. It's almost 3 guys on the ball, and it's putting us in a numerical disadvantage on the weak side, and we have to continue to work on it. We discover it in practice. We do it in practice, but once the games come, I think we have a little bit of over-rotation happening, and our guys, their efforts there, their heart's in the right place, and ultimately we'll settle in.
Coach,
on
when you
that
say
note.
that you're getting back to, you've had 2 losses and some tough stretches. You shot 34% against Kansas tonight. You come out and shoot 64%. What'd you change and address in the last 3 days there?
Road game versus home game. You got to be able to look at the assist rate that we were able to do. Those are easier shots. Being able to get to the foul line, that ratio is important. I think ultimately, that game is behind us. I wish we could play it again, but we have to understand playing again is the next opponent, not having the same mistakes show up. We have a tough Bethune-Cookman team coming in here on Sunday who took Auburn into overtime. We got to be able to continue to play for a full 40 minutes, and we hadn't done that yet this season. I think we're 30 to 35 minutes of good basketball. It was great to see the middle 8 minutes a little bit different for our guys. And I thought our guards, T.O. Barrett and Ant Robinson, did a better job of organizing us and not leaving anything to chance.
Coach, you talked about how spacing tonight specifically was helpful for Ant, but overall, what did you see in terms of the spacing and how it impacted the offense and how it was tonight compared to the previous 2 games?
Well, I saw the ball moving a lot more, and a byproduct of that is a rotation, a defense being able to make mistakes. And I think our guys capitalized on the gaps. Ant was able to capitalize on the spacing of guys rotating versus just being standstill defenders. We were able to move bodies, and that's ultimately what creates the spacing, getting the ball from the first to the second to the third side. And these guys understand that. They know that. They saw film on when we did not do those things, not just the last two games, but the entire season. In those moments where we're not able to play 40 minutes, the ball sticks.
Coach, you mentioned both Jaden and Trent as guys that you're missing as part of that offensive creation. We've seen what Jaden has been able to do this year. What are you expecting out of Trent Pierce when he comes back?
Well, that's a starter. At the end of the day, Trent Pierce is a starter. I got to continue to listen to what the doctors are telling me. But obviously, a guy that's been in our program for this will be his third year. And for him not to play a game yet, that's one of the things when you look at your experience. We didn't plan for this, and nor did he. It's just one of those things where you got to be patient. You got to err on the side of caution. You got to make sure the doctors are doing their job, and I do not have my doctorate or MD or anything else. I'll just stick to basketball and follow the guidelines.
Final question. And this is the third game now where you and T.O. have been on the floor at the same time, but a lot more together. What has that balance kind of been? How are you guys working together? And then, Coach, maybe your thoughts on that tandem as well.
Well, me and T.O., we have a connection, and just playing with each other, I can rely on T.O. to make plays, and he can rely on me. So just playing off T.O., it's like another playmaker, so help me get shots, and, I'm grateful for that.
T.O. Barrett does a great job. He frees up Ant as he's grown into a larger role from defending or being the best perimeter defender on the court. Now you add another perimeter defender, another ball handler that can take the load off paint touches and different things like that. T.O. Barrett was 4 assists and 2 turnovers. Those 2 turnovers were both to Mark Mitchell, and they flew out of bounds, right? I think when you look at those turnovers, it was nothing about his decision, and that is a great game. How he's turning the ball over, those were great passes. We just got to come away with the catch. And he sees it from a different way. I'm proud of his growth, but I'm also proud of the dynamic that he allows us to play with. I thought we were able to get defensive positioning. We were able to get different rotations. We were able to get our hands on the basketball. He gives us size for that position. A guy that 6 points, 4 assists. I would love for him to have more rebounds. He had 0 tonight, but he did a great job, and I don't want to take anything away from him. My thoughts last 2 games was to either start Honor or T.O. Regardless, both those guys have to be able to play for us and do the things that they're doing and keep playing with a passion.